What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today you guys are gonna see us work on this body drop truck. We tore it apart in the first video. Obviously it's way far ahead than that, but you guys are gonna see some of the teardown that went involved in it. As you guys can see, the bed's also back there. We've been working on it, so there is a lot of videos coming out on this. If you're new, welcome to the channel. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. If you're a return viewer, thank you. We truly appreciate you guys. Y'all stay tuned for the whole video because this is gonna be a long video. All right. Alright, so yeah, check this out. We got a brand new build. Obviously, the truck's not new, but it's new to us, guys. We're gonna go ahead and body drop this. The customer bought us a frame, which I'm not gonna state where it came from because, you know, you didn't want me to, but some of you guys might recognize it. But, anyways, we're gonna get started on it. We're gonna tear it apart. We're gonna get the cab swapped over, do all the sheet metal work, and I'm gonna show you everything. So you guys stay tuned. All right, guys, so we went ahead and stripped it apart. Nunca falta Daniela, Yaira. We went ahead and stripped it apart, got the bed off. We do gotta take off the harnesses off and everything, but we're gonna continue working on the cab. We gotta get the cab mounts off. Everything's already off up here, so we can split the cab from the frame. So what we're gonna do is, we still gotta finish taking off a couple of bolts on the cab mounts, but we're just gonna get under here and make sure everything's off, like all the ground straps, like for example the one that goes there ties to the back of the motor. So we just take off the cab because it's gonna be a pain to take it off the motor. What else? But yeah, guys, we're just gonna finish the mounts right there, and then we're gonna split it up. ¿Cómo, mano? ¿Cómo dijiste? A ver, dilo. Alright, guys. So, now that we have the cab split from the chassis, what we're going to go ahead and do is, we're going to go ahead and scrap all of this. He said he didn't want it, doesn't care for it. And quite frankly, I don't either because this is boring. What's going to be on this is going to be way better. But what we're going to do is, we're going to take it off the motor. Take off what we need. We need to pull all this harness, label it, make sure everything is recorded or tagged. That way you know where it goes. That way whenever it's time to assemble it, obviously you won't forget, guys. Yeah. ¿Un mensaje, Dani? ¿No tienes un mensaje, nada?
No, nada, chicos.
¿No quieres mandarle saludos a nadie?
No, chicos. Ahorita no, joven. Hace mucho frío.
All right, so we went ahead and slid the frame under the cab, guys. We are trying to see where we're gonna have to cut some of the obvious spots. which normally have to get cut regardless, is for example the transmission tunnel. Some of the body mounts have to be modified because you can see how they hang. They need to be flat. We already went ahead and marked where the transmission hits so that I don't overcut, because I don't want to overcut whenever we don't have to. I also went ahead and marked where the two pieces are gonna go. We're gonna have to lift that up. We're gonna go ahead and split this up again, and then I'm gonna work on taking the dash off, because that's really the only thing left in here. He went ahead and took apart pretty much everything on the inside. So all I have to do now is pull the dash. Y'all have seen that happen before. I mean, we put the seats already, but you know, we didn't show you guys because you guys have seen us do that many times before. But I'm gonna go ahead and put you guys on a time lapse and show you guys whenever I pull this interior as well. I'm also gonna show you guys some of the bolts that are in the back that are hard to see on the videos. That way you guys can know where they're at. But there it is, guys. We got some rough measurements. We're gonna go ahead and lift this cab up. Levántale, güey. All right, now that we have the dash off, guys, I'm gonna show you guys some of the bolts that are super hard to get to whenever we do this. And this is why there's a lot of people that take off the intakes, because these bolts for the AC box, especially that one, this one's been touched with obviously, but that one is hard to get to. These are still, this one's pretty easy, I'm not gonna lie. You put a swivel and you can get it out. This one's a little tricky, but that one's super hard. Obviously, this one has been touched with already because it doesn't have that bolt, and you can clearly see where there's like an old washer mark. So they just never put it on. It's obviously been serviced. But what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna take off the AC box, and then I gotta take off the cowl. That's the cowl for any of you guys that don't know. I'm gonna take off the booster. I'm gonna finish stripping the front of this, and then I'm gonna get to cutting it all apart, because obviously the firewall has to get done. This has to get cut to clear the intake. The trans tunnel has to get cut. So all that's gonna have to get cut up, probably like right there. But I'm gonna put you guys on a time lapse. You're gonna see me take off the AC box and all that stuff. All that stuff you're gonna see me cut. And then after I finish cutting, then I get back to talking and I'll show you guys some of the stuff that we did. Alright guys, so you guys seen me cut the firewall. I cut the top of the cowl because it does hit this side of the firewall obviously. But what I didn't show you guys is I also cut the transmission tunnel. We were hitting on top right there. So we lowered it again and now we found another issue. These cats hit, so we have to cut that off. And then I'm also gonna, let me show you, I'm gonna bring the light so I can show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. Oh my god, fucking flashlight. You guys can see that it's not gonna clear the 3 inches that it needs to go down. So we're gonna go ahead and chop those off. I'm probably gonna try to convince them into getting some headers while we're here. Some long tubes, that way they hug up closer against the transmission as well. That'll give it more space for the airlines. As you guys can see, we do have space up here now. That's gonna have to get all covered back up, but I'm gonna have to go up again and then cut these off, and then we can go ahead and go again. We can go ahead and drop it again, do some more test fitting, and cut a little bit by a little bit. Make sure we don't make anything too big. If you watched the whole video, guys, thank you. We really appreciate you guys. Make sure to subscribe if you like the video. If you have any questions or concerns regarding fab work, make sure you email us to jccustoms@gmail.com or go ahead and message us on Instagram. On the next video, you guys are going to see the single cab right there. It's a Team Bailey truck from Alabama. They dropped it off. Fuck, I don't think the dates matter because at this point, some of these videos are behind, but they dropped it off recently. We're going to see a whole video on strip down and tear down as well, just like this one. And that's how we're going to be splitting up the videos from step 1 to step 2, step 3, step 4, and so on. All right, y'all, make sure to like, subscribe. We out.